Hey, Smiley, it's Brian Hartman. Great conversation with you this morning. Enjoyed learning more about your businesses and family and what you're doing out there in Delaware is amazing. As promised, I wanted to get you out this video to talk about the three things that you could actually do today to be able to bring in more customers to your business from online. So rather than staying with my picture on the screen, I'm going to actually fade that out so you can concentrate on what I'm going to be showing you on the actual screen. So bear with me. Okay. So most likely you're sitting there asking yourself, why would I be doing this and what's in it for me? Well, you're lucky because I read minds. And the answer is oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners are too busy running their business to learn how the internet can benefit them and their company. And sometimes the only hesitation they have to hiring someone is they don't know who's an expert and who isn't. I have found by giving people an easy free attack plan of actual things they can do to impact their business for free has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, I like you, Brian. Can you do this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you heard and you could see that I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve that I could help your business with, shoot me a message back and we could chat. Or if at the end of the video you simply want to take this free attack plan I gave you to do yourself or with your friend and show it to them, that works for me too. Now, let me show you three things that will set your company above your competition, not waste any more of your time or mine. So, the first thing I want to go over is content. As you can see here, I have your website pulled up, and content is everything that Google actually scans, crawls to be able to determine what you actually do, who you are, and where you're located, make sure it's a legitimate business. And it's anything that you can actually highlight. You see I'm highlighting these words? This is all content, including what's behind your pictures. And I'll show you that in a second. Google likes to see about 1,000 to 1,500 words on the homepage of a website. And as you can see, there's definitely room for some more content to be placed here. Okay. And it's also looking at the keywords that are on this content. So every month people are searching for keywords. For example, they might be looking for diners in Delaware. And unfortunately, as you can see, when you pull up diners in Delaware, in the top three in the what we call the map listing, you do not appear. And in the organic section, we don't find Smiley's Diner at all on the front page. And that means that you're missing out on a ton of business by not being number one or even in the top three of these sections. Um, and if we take a look at, I have a tool called Ahrefs, runs about $200 to $300 a month that I pay for to be able to see, and you could utilize it yourself in the future if you wanted to. Um, but it shows me how many keywords you have, how much traffic you're getting. So you're getting about 118 searches to your website every month. And these are the keywords that you have that it's searching for. So the keywords are, again, those words that appear on your website that people might be searching for when they look for a diner in Delaware. And as you can see, you do a great job of branding. So if people know your business, Smiley Diner, Smiley's Diner, those are coming up on the in the first position when people search for it on Google. Okay, Smiley's Diner, all of these are brands, branded, right? But what we don't see here is Diners, Delaware. Now, if we go back to the search for diners in Delaware, you can see Brandywine Diner is the first one that pops up in the what we call map listing. Okay, and organically, your competitor is Delaware Diner. So let's take a look at Delaware Diner and what exactly are they searching for. And you can see here, Delaware Diner is their main keyword. They're in the second position on Google organically. Diner Delaware, second position. Delaware diners. So when people search for these things on Google, they're popping up at the top. And again, if we go back to yours, we don't see any of those. So that's why Delaware Diner is at the top and we don't find Smiley's Diner here. We can fix that by putting more content on your website and the correct keywords within that content. Okay. Then the next piece I want to talk about is citations. So when people do a search, in this case on Diners Delaware, this is called the big three or the top three of the map listing, which you can see here. And that includes the name, address, and phone number. So if we click on Brandywine Diner, it brings up the name, address, and phone number and pictures. This is called the Google Business Profile. Okay. So when people search for Diners Delaware, they're finding Brandywine Diner. They're finding Metro Diner and finding Goober's Diner. Again, Smiley's Diner is nowhere to be found in this section. But we can fix it when we look at Brandywine Diner. They have 125 keywords, about 214 searches a month. But what they're doing is using citations. Citations are name, address, and phone number inside of directories like Yahoo Local and Bing and Yelp and Yellowbook and Yellow.com, a lot of which you probably have heard of. They put an address and phone number into these directories, and then it creates a link back to the map listing, pushing them up in the top three. And again, on average, these top three have about 150 citations, and we can get those for you as well, but we don't want to just stop there. We probably want to get about 250 or more to be able to push you up into the top three, hopefully take out Brandywine Diner so you're in the top location. And then the last thing I want to cover is another important aspect to Google. We call this thing that gives your site authority link juice. We looked at it briefly. So if we go back to Ahrefs, my tool that I use, you have 308 backlinks, which is fantastic. The more backlinks that you have, the better the chances of you being able to appear in like the top 5 over here. So if we look at uh, Brandywine Diner, they have 240 backlinks, which is less than the amount that you have. However, you can see the um, reputation. You have a 3 of backlinks, and they have a 14. So what's happening is all these backlinks are allowing them to appear number 4 organically. See that here. Delaware Diner has 146 backlinks with 9 domain reputation, which is pretty good. And they appear number 1. So backlinks, just to give an example, Best way to describe it is if you went to high school and you suddenly walked in with the best pair of Air Jordan sneakers, and the most popular kid in the school points to those sneakers and says, "Wow, those are amazing." That person is pointing back to you, giving you more authority. Same thing with websites. So, as far as diners go, maybe you get a shout out from a supplier that you're working with, and they put a link to your website where people that go to their website can click on your link to go to Smiley's Diner. That's considered a backlink. And we can definitely help you get the higher reputation because the better the quality of the backlink, the higher you're going to rank organically and be able to push you up to these top numbers organically. So, in closing, we went over your front page of your website needs at least 1,500 words. We talked about getting the correct keywords placed in there. So this way you can be found and have more searches, uh, be found in more searches, more people coming to your website and calling the restaurant, right? The second thing is citations. So having enough name, addresses, and phone numbers inside of these directories to be able to have you appear at the top of the map listing and thereby being able to get more calls and people coming to the diner. And then the last thing we talked about was backlinks, which is going to help you appear organically. And if you implement these strategies today, you can be number one across Google. There's no question about it. And I'm psychic, remember? So I bet you're wondering, what now? Well, you can either go with this information I provided you today and do this on your own, and I'm totally cool with that. Um, However, if you want the most effective route and want to save yourself the time, you can give me a call at 888-488-1967. That's the number for my marketing company. Or you can catch me on my cell phone too and text me there. And I'd be happy to take a deeper dive and show you exactly what we can do to be able to implement these three things to be able to get you at the top of Google. I look forward to hearing back from you. Give me a shout so we can go into this further. And I look forward to speaking with you soon. Have a great day, Smiley.